Hey guys, what's up? February 27th, 2009, again. So like I said, I was gonna make just another quick video about what has been happening when I go for job interviews recently and job stuff. Like I mentioned in another video a while back, since January 12th, probably because of the economy, and a lot of friends are reporting just shit going down at jobs that's totally unrealistic and crazy, and mistreatment from employers because the economy is the way it is, and there's a lot of people looking for work and not a lot of jobs. And so like I have been fired twice and walked out of 4 jobs since January the 12th. Because that's how bad it's been. But, like, in about an hour, I'm going to a new job that hopefully will be alright. It's at another little restaurant. The guy seems a bit cooler. You know, a little more laid back. It seems like I think I could deal with him a bit better. Now, I went for an interview with this guy. And he read me completely as bio male or cis male, whatever term you use, and like there's no doubt in his mind that I'm a guy when he's interviewing me, so that's cool, because you know that's how I want to be read. And obviously in transition, you know, that's once you really start to pass, be read as male, that's a big thing. So you know, we had an interview the other day, and it was like, man, buddy, dude, the handshake, the slap on the back, all that shit that lets you know, you're being read as a guy and not a girl in a situation, you know, where it could be ambiguous. And so he hired me, and that's cool. And I'm glad that, like, well, just a couple times before that, I'd also been hired as a guy, read as a guy, and hired as a guy. The first time it happened, it kind of freaked me out because I was surprised that I went to an interview and I was like, oh my god, I'm passing 100% of the time. This hasn't happened before. And that was several weeks ago. And I got hired, you know, and the wage ended up being way too low for what the guy was asking for. So, more economy problems, but yeah, we all have our standards about what we will and won't do for how much per hour. So I said, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't work. I mean, honestly, at this point, it makes me sad to work for $12 an hour as a line cook, and that is what is standard right now in my city, you know, plus tips and whatever. And I've worked for a lot more than that. That's not going to happen right now. So great, I'll take a job for $12 an hour. I need to pay my bills. But you know, this guy who offered me $9 an hour, so I was like, yeah, no, whatever. I can't do all of that. Your expectations and what you're asking for $9 an hour. I can't do it. I also live in the most expensive city in Canada. Go figure. So, and I've thought about it many times that like Toronto and Montreal are infinitely cheaper than Vancouver. Like so much so, it's ridiculous. Or living in any place but Vancouver is so much cheaper. It's ridiculous. Like, get a 1-bedroom apartment down here, downtown, for you know, $1,200 now. Like, what is that? A 1-bedroom apartment for $1,200, and that's like standard. You know, like the best you would be jumping for joy if you could get a 1-bedroom actually anywhere in the city for like $800. So I don't know what's happened. It's crazy. The rent hasn't gone down, but the economy's effed. So you know, I've been going to job interviews, and I pass about 50% of the time in public. 50% of the time people think I'm male. 50% of the time they think I'm probably a lesbian or some shit like that, because I live in a really metropolitan city. on the West Coast, and I think that guys who are transitioning and living in metropolitan places, it takes longer to pass. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that if I were to go visit family in Texas now, or Alberta now, or even Arizona, just places I've got family, that I would pass. Like, I'm sure that I could get off the plane in Houston, Phoenix, Edmonton, and without a doubt, you know, be read as male all the time there. But not in a place like Vancouver, nor in a place like San Francisco, or, you know, so I'm sure that other people have experienced that too, maybe not. Write me if you have. If you've gone traveling to rural or less metropolitan places and passed where you didn't pass in a major metropolitan city. That's interesting stuff. So, you know, it's interesting. Like, I went to this job interview the other day, like I said, and the guy read me as male. Well, not 10 minutes before, I was in a liquor store with my friend, and the clerk apparently asked her after I left. She texted me this laughing. Yeah, the clerk asked me, "Oh, is that your sister?" And I was like, what the hell? Okay. You know, and not 10 minutes later, a block away, you know, I go into a job interview, and it's like, okay, read as male. And this is happening, like, all the time. I went to another job interview in a different neighborhood, you know, and, of course, passed as male in the interview. And it was on Commercial Drive, which is a really, like, prominent gay and lesbian area in my city, and so that would be the hardest neighborhood for me to pass in. And you know, I did in fact pass in my interview with this guy, but then I walked into another, you know, little restaurant after to go grab a burger, and the guy mispronounced my name. He's like, "Is it Katie or Kate or whatever?" You know, and I was like, "No, it's Cade," you know, like a guy's name. And he's like, "Oh, sorry." And his coworker, she like looked at me, and she turned towards me and went, "Oh, you don't look like a guy to me." And which, you know, whatever, I'm used to that kind of rudeness. It's really silly. But well, it's funny when people are that straight up about it. But hey, yay for honesty. But I was a little taken aback, and it's just like these really funny little moments where, you know, I pass and I don't pass, and I pass and I don't pass. So hopefully it'll start to shift one way or other. Well, hopefully I'll be read as male 100% of the time pretty soon. Anyway, if you've had experiences like these, you know, write me about them. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.